Giant swords are one of the coolest swords in all of pop culture and fantasy, and I've often wondered how easy or difficult, most likely difficult, is it to actually use a giant sword in a full set of armor, samurai armor. Let's get started. So this set of armor here was actually made for me custom, completely custom by Romance of Men. I am actually a really big fan of the stuff that they do. Their swords are stuff that I've tested a whole bunch and I've destroyed them a lot. They are the best bang for your buck in terms of like a katana, right? I absolutely love Romance of Men stuff, but they also do armor. And this here was all chosen by me. I mean, like, you look at the color, you look at the big logo on it. I assume that you can gather that it was made by me, yeah. All in tire and thread. Now, this armor here is all steel as well, so it has quite a little bit of heft to it. Now, the reason why I wanted to do today's episode is obviously I'm going to be doing, I have a full set of samurai armor, so I'm going to do a couple of episodes on samurai armor, because that shit's cool. Now, the reason why I wanted to actually do this with Titan's Bane is because I don't actually own like a full set from head to toe of armor. Until now. I mean, I do now. So that's why this is really important. I want to put every single little bit of the armor on, maybe not the faceplate, but I'm going to try and put everything on, and then I want to actually carry around, maybe, swing Titan's Bane a bit, maybe add a shield to it, maybe that sort of stuff, because I want to see how feasible it is, because in things like, obviously Elden Ring, Dark Souls, a whole bunch of different games where you have the option to use a giant sword, you're often in like full gear, and usually I am wearing either something like this, which is my gambeson, which is, it's got a bit of weight to it compared to normal clothes, but it's nowhere comparable to this. And the same thing with like mail or, a brigandine, which is usually what I would wear. So I'm gonna kit up with all of this armor. It's gonna be heavy, and then we're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna get changed. Don't make this weird. I don't know if I'm gonna put the sleeves on. I'll show you guys the sleeves, because I have worn samurai armor before, right? And putting on these sleeves is a bit of a nightmare. Like, you gotta like put them across your body. There's a whole thing. So I might not put these on, but I've got my gambeson on. Man, they look nice though. So starting from the bottom up, we're gonna be working with our greaves first. Man, these look really nice. I'm so happy with the color. They can make it exactly to your specifications. So if anything doesn't fit right now, I have gotten fatter. The first thing I want to note right off the bat is how comfortable this is, because the last time I tried one of these on, specifically, the measurements weren't 100% because they were kind of splitting the difference between two different people. So it really wasn't that comfortable for me. This one, I'm really happy with the mobility, actually. I'm actually really surprised how much mobility I have with the arms, because obviously when you're wearing pauldrons, right? Pauldrons are the biggest issue when it comes to giant swords and armor, because when you're using like a really big sword, right? You don't want to hit the ground, so what you do is you raise your arms up so that you can angle it correctly. When you're wearing armor, specifically shoulder armor, it means that it gets in the way. It's really difficult. This is actually really solid mobility. I like these actually. Alrighty. So I just wanted to put a very quick caveat in here, because I know people are going to be furiously typing in the comments. I put the shoulders on backwards on purpose, because I didn't wear the original sleeves, which have tie downs for the pauldrons. It meant on my gambeson they sat quite far back. So what I did was I put them on the way you're supposed to. I didn't really like how they sat, especially when I tied them up. So I put them on backwards, tied them up, and I liked how they sat. So for a little while in today's episode, the shoulders are on backwards, and I also didn't have a belt as well. Anyway, let's get back to it. Before we get to Titan's Bane, before we get to the giant sword, let's just use some regular weaponry and see how it feels. There's something very special about using my favorite katana in my now favorite samurai armor. Let's do some more. Maybe it's just because I haven't done some cutting in a while, but maybe the samurai armor's given me some This is my favorite katana. It matches the armor. It's a whole vibe. I'm just doing my thing. Anyway, the next weapon is obviously a bow. Let's fire a bow in it. I want to see how much, how comfortable it is to fire a bow. Obviously, samurai, and you know, they like their bows, so I expect this to be no worries at all. Comfortable. It's fine, yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna see how it feels to move around. First off, in terms of how the armor feels as regular armor, I really like it. It's quite comfortable. I don't think it's as comfortable as my brig. Obviously, I wear a brig a lot more. That's very form-fitting. It's very mobility. It has a lot of mobility on it. This is close, but because this is a solid plate, right? Obviously, you're not gonna get as much dexterity. The pauldrons, though, are quite dexterous. I'm actually quite surprised, but then again, the pauldrons that I often usually wear are a little bit of a challenge in and of themselves. So that's more just me, right? When it comes to actually swinging around, all right, I'm a Dark Souls character, I'm in Elden Ring, I'm in some sort of game. In terms of swinging a blade around, whoa. That's not too bad because, hold on, let me see if I can. So because these come in so much, I do have a good range of motion on my arms. Just before we continue with today's episode, I genuinely wanted to say thank you to Romance of Men. They are the ones who sent me this full armor set, and they're also maybe gonna send me some other things that I can test. So if you guys wanna check them out, there'll be a link down below in the description and the pinned comment. I highly recommend them. They're katanas, that are specifically the spring steel ones. They are hands down my favorite katanas. You guys have seen me use them in pretty much nearly every episode that I've ever used a katana in. I actually really like their katanas. And this armor, I'm very happy with it. It's really cool. So I'm gonna be doing some more episodes, but I just wanted to take a moment. Like I said, not sponsored, they didn't pay me anything. Look at it, it's worth it. Come on, this is cool as. All right, let's get back to the episode. In terms of a saw shield weighing in at around about 4 to 5 kilos. A giant sword, Titan's Bane, as it is known on the channel, weighing in at a solid 5 to 6 kilos. So this means, get up you bitch, oh f you. That didn't sound good. This is my full loadout. This is my full game character loadout, right? Let's see if I can, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, but what I'm gonna do is I'll jog. I'll lightly jog and tell you how it feels. Zigzag. Full. That is so heavy, holy shit. I've still got my tendon injury. Holding the giant sword is really, really painful, but I will do my best to move this thing around. It's not gonna be beautiful or elegant at all. It's probably gonna look like trash actually, but I will do my best. Loadout, I need the helmet. I need the helmet. I'm not gonna be able to use this one-handed. I don't even know why I'm bothering to try. I'm gonna count that. We're counting that. Oh. Horns. Horns. Using a giant sword in one hand. Kinda confirmed, honestly, because that's how slow they move in the game. In reality, you don't want to move that slow. All right, with just the armor though. Damn it. Yeah. Whew. That is so much harder when you're not wearing just a gambeson. So, can you actually use armor and a giant sword together? I mean, kind of, technically, if we want to put it that way. Is it ideal? No, not because of the armor. The armor is actually really cool and very comfortable. It's just the giant sword. You run into the limitations of the giant sword, specifically because you have such a long handle. It means that doing movements on particular sides of the body, it means that your plate is going to get in the way. That's just kind of how it works. But funnily enough, I think that the games have actually got it really correct, because obviously we've looked at it before. Can you actually move a giant sword around faster than games? And the answer is yes. If you design one correctly, the games are far too slow. However, the moment you actually put a whole bunch of armor and like a shield and a giant sword all together, turns out the games are actually super accurate. I mean, discounting all the super strength, etc., etc. But like, generally speaking, the games have actually got a pretty close one-to-one analog of how it actually would be if you had a giant sword and you had full armor as well. So I guess they get points for that. But that's going to be all for today's episode, guys. I genuinely hope you enjoyed. Genuinely check out Romance of Men. I've used a bunch of their products before. Their katanas are some, I would actually put their katanas as the best affordable katana on the market. Specifically their spring steel ones. They're some of my favorites. It's what I use. Now their armor that they made for me, I'm very happy about. It is all tire and thread, all to my specifications. So I'm probably going to do a couple more episodes with this armor because I've got some ideas. And if you have some ideas that you want to see with the samurai armor, leave a comment down below. I'm more than happy to hear your suggestions. But as always, I'll see you next week in another episode. Have a good one, guys.